If you know what compression boots are, most likely you have a picture of the Normatec leg compressions in your mind. These have pretty much become iconic amongst athletes, fitness professionals, and weekend warriors, all looking to get the most out of their recovery. Now, most recently, Normatec has updated their compression system with the new Normatec 3, which shows off a refreshed design, reduced weight, increased battery life, and professional level customization, all at a lower price than the Normatec 2s were. And while the Normatec 3 doesn't really add anything extremely innovative or new compared to the previous model, the improvements are actually more significant than I had first assumed. Especially with the new level of customization available, all of these little improvements here really add up to make the Normatec 3 better than ever. So let's get a bit more in depth on what exactly has been improved. Design. The most obvious change with the Normatec 3 is in its design. The actual compression pants remain exactly the same, though with a refreshed hyperized logo design. The connection ports, while also unchanged, have a less plasticky look and feel to them, but the main console here is really where you're going to see the biggest changes. The big screen has been removed and replaced with a much more simple and, in my opinion, much nicer control unit. At the top, there is a row of 5 lights that will inform you about the Normatec 3's current battery life, and below that you can adjust which attachments you're using. I only have the leg attachments, but there are also hip and arm attachments available. And like before, you can adjust the pressure from levels 1 through 7 and optionally select a zone boost as well. The zone boost is how you can extend the duration of compression for a certain area. And at the bottom is where you can adjust the total duration. These adjustments are now made in chunks of 15 minutes while using the control unit. It feels and looks much more professional, and I think it's a nice improvement over the previous model. Battery. The battery life for the Normatec 3 has been improved by around 50%. Previously, a full charge would last around 2 hours, whereas now they claim it'll last up to 3 hours. And from my testing, I think the battery life is going to be lasting well over 3 hours for most people. And this is a really solid improvement, especially for those who need to take these compression pants to events where they may not always have a power outlet. And like previously, the Normatec 3 will also work while plugged in, so you don't need to wait for the battery to charge in order to use it. Customization. And like the previous model, can connect and be controlled via Bluetooth on the free HyperIce app. Here you can select a variety of pre-built plans which will automatically start and adjust the compression system for you, but new to the Normatec 3 are the custom controls. Now again, these were previously available on the much more expensive Pro version, but are now included here, and after using them, this is where I think the biggest improvement has been made. Here you have the ability to fully customize how long the Normatec spends on each area, as well as dial in the exact pressure for that area. And initially I thought, okay, cool, probably unnecessary for most people. I'll probably just be sticking to the normal mode. But after using it for a while, this has become my new favorite thing, and I'll give you 2 examples why. So normally Normatec provides the most pressure at level 1 near your feet, and it'll slowly dial back that pressure as it goes higher up your leg, since, well, your legs are a lot bigger and so need a lot less pressure in order to get a good compression. That makes sense. But for me, since I have pretty big calves, I've always had to choose either a medium level, which would feel good on my calves, but by the time I got higher up towards my hips, I really wouldn't feel it very much, or I would choose a higher level, which would feel good on my hips, but would be a bit much and uncomfortable for my calves. But now that I have the ability to control it and to dial everything in, I feel like I'm able to get a lot more out of my sessions, so in my case, the customization is super useful. And the other example is my wife, who is a lot shorter than me. For her, the Normatec leggings are always way too long, and they still are. Now, there are shorter legging sizes, but they are currently unavailable. So when the compression would get to the upper portion of the leggings, it wasn't really useful to her. But with the customization, you can actually turn off complete sections. So she just turns off the highest portion, increases the time a bit on the other portion, and doesn't even really zip up the pants all the way. And it works much better for her. So I'm a big fan of the new customization options. The only thing that I wish they would improve on here is the ability to save different customizations, or even better, if they had allowed you to build some customizations and save them to the control unit itself, so you wouldn't have to always open and use the app. While all these upgrades are nice, if you already have a pair of Normatec 2s, I'm not so sure it will be really worth the upgrade unless you work with them professionally or you really want those customization options. But if you don't already have a pair, this upgrade has made what I already felt was one of the most valuable recovery tools even better. I actually recently made a tier list of all of the best fitness tech in 2022, and you can check that out here if you want to see where I place compression systems like the Normatec 3s and hear a few more thoughts on them. This is Colin Jenkins with Connect the Watts. Appreciate you being here, and I'll see you next time.